But I think in recent years, not I've been directing the gameplay, the design systems, it's really about, I want to bring zombies to more people. And so approachability has been a key part for me to put in the game. So just really like raising the floor. A lot of people, it's a very challenging mode. And so when people try for the first time, they might survive for 2 minutes. And it's like, once you get in there and you experience like the higher rounds, it's so much fun. So we want to just make sure that more people can do that.
Well, I told you guys. I told you so. Everyone was saying that I was jumping the gun. We don't even know the gameplay yet. We haven't seen any gameplay. We've seen nothing. Right from the horse's mouth, bro. What else needs to be said?
Approachability.
Raising the floor.
So with the whole Black Ops 6 reveal, as you guys know, I made my initial video talking about the game. I thought it was looking pretty interesting. Then later on, people started to look more and more inside the trailer to see if there's anything hidden in there, any little details that I may have missed, and I noticed that there is salvage in the game. And as you guys know, I'm a very big critic of Cold War Zombies. In fact, I might just make a video where I just go through every single reason why I feel the way I do about Cold War Zombies, because I'm a very outspoken critic of that game, and not because I necessarily hate it as a mode. I just hate that it's the base formula of every Zombies experience going forward. And with the release of this sort of, I guess, interview with Kevin Drew, my suspicions have been completely vindicated, because the same things get said every single time, and what else really needs to be said? So, Cold War Zombies is a game that introduced many different mechanics into the game. I kind of want to go over a couple things that it did. First of all, they got rid of the set crews, and it actually was kind of explained why that was the case in that interview. Essentially, since Cold War was a pandemic game and it was very rushed, Kevin Drew was actually pretty upfront and said that that wasn't their original plan for how Cold War was going to go. There was going to be a set crew, and this game sort of takes what Cold War was trying to do originally and basically goes with that, and I think that's cool and all. I think that's a great thing that he was upfront and basically told us why exactly that happened, and I think that's pretty good. So W change.
You were saying earlier about the pandemic, right? There was challenges with that. In the last game we made, we had to make concessions, and you know, there were certain things that we wanted to bring to zombies that we couldn't, and now this has been the opportunity here to fully realize and make what we think will be the best version of it. And one of the big things is bringing back a set crew. Like this idea that who you play as in the story matters a lot, and you're growing with them as you progress through the cinematics and just the moment-to-moment gameplay, which, you know, you have these emergent moments, and when you have the characters actually have personality and interact with each other, that's huge, right?
Cold War did not have a set crew, and that's one of the big complaints that people complain about, but I think there are bigger issues than just the set crew, in my opinion, but that's a big complaint a lot of the community had with the game. It was a problem I had with it as well, because part of the fun is hearing the quotes and the banter and stuff like that with the characters and stuff like that. So yes, that was a problem. I'm glad they addressed it in Black Ops 6. However, there's some other things that this game introduced as well that I think overall were a net negative for the future of the mode. Things like expanding upon the Black Ops 4 loadouts and field upgrade system and changing out the point system even more. So you're no longer having damage-based points. Instead, you're just getting points per kills. And I'd imagine Black Ops 6 is going to be carrying forward the new currencies, like the salvage and stuff like that, the new point system, all those gameplay mechanics, loadouts, score streaks, self-revives, all that stuff from Cold War is being carried over to Black Ops 6. And that hasn't been more clear than through this interview, because one of the main things they tend to hit on every single time, and this has been sort of like a topic that has been brought up for the past 5 or so years, that Treyarch wants to make a more accessible zombies game every single time, and they don't do really anything for the hardcore audience that have been sticking around since World at War. You know, the biggest and simplest idea that could fix this problem is to have that classic zombies experience in Cold War. That has been the solution ever since the beginning. I've said this before Cold War's launch. Classic mode, Cold War mode, that fixes all the issues. But for some reason, they just don't think it's a good idea, or they're just not listening and they're only listening to certain things. And that's where my frustration comes from. It's not because I want to be a negative Nancy who complains and rants all over the place. I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do this. But they don't listen. They don't listen. They haven't listened for years. And it doesn't seem like they're actually taking feedback. They're like, oh, people like Gobblegums and Black Ops 3, just bring back Gobblegums and leave everything else the same. That's how it seems so far. You know, with the leaks and rumors, every single aspect of Cold War is returning down to loadouts and rarities. So what did they learn other than people like OP Gobblegums that give you cheat codes and basically ruins progression and a set crew? What else did they learn? Maybe there's more things that are going to be told once we get more information. But so far, and given Kevin Drew's rhetoric, that doesn't seem to be the case. That's why I jumped to the gun. That's why I jumped to that conclusion. If you guys want to check out this whole entire interview and stuff like that, where he goes into basically their thought process on a lot of things, I'll have it linked in the description. I just wanted to say, I told you so. So far, this is how it seems. Maybe I'll be freaking proven wrong, and they did listen to all my complaints, and then I'll praise them, and you'll probably see the most positive video you've ever seen on YouTube. But until then, peace out. Have a wonderful day. Drop like, subscribe, check out COD Zombies Archive. I was right. People were wrong.